Schwab Intelligent Portfolios or Vanguard Personal Advisory Services? I've had a number of you reach out to me asking about these lately. And now that we've got let's see, I did my videos starting on the Intelligent Portfolios about 2 years ago. And I liked Schwab Intelligent Portfolios, and I still do, as a matter of fact. Is there fish down there? Nope. The drawback, I was actually surprised, almost dismayed, working with a client right now who has a Schwab Intelligent Portfolios. It had like 19 holdings, and I was actually going to do a screenshot and share it with you, but then I was like, I'll just share it with it. I'm walking old Pablo here. At 19, I was like, that's too much, man. I don't like having that many holdings, I'll tell you that right now. And then my other man, another guy up in Connecticut, someone else who I think he has the same thing, he has both. He was disappointed with Schwab because, look, Vanguard smoked it from performance-wise. And he gave me a screenshot for it. It turns out Vanguard's got about 33% more bonds, hardly any small cap and mid cap, and Schwab has more small cap, mid cap, and I can't remember who's got more international. But here's the problem with Schwab, at least a problem in terms of their performance and why. Obviously, the bonds are going to be a boon for Vanguard the last few years just because interest rates are just going through the roof. Or through the floor, but I'm not even worried so much about that. It's the value tilt that Schwab has, and he was showing me a Morningstar report that kind of did the tic-tac-toe board with Morningstar, but value versus growth and whatnot, small, large, and mid cap. I don't even think the Morningstar represents or reflects the true nature of Schwab's value tilt. What happens with a Schwab portfolio is that they have essentially two portfolios. One is just going to be basic indexing, all right, and the other is going to be their fundamental. And fundamental is essentially what they're looking for, their factors. And generally speaking, a fundamental analysis usually is going to be factored on value orientation, low price to book, low price to earnings. Schwab actually has a couple other factors about sales and growth, things of that nature. But at the end of the day, they're still going to have this factoring, and that's made famous by the French FAMA three-factor portfolio that was based on the genesis of dimensional funds advisors. I bet if you look at DFA, I bet they're underperforming as well, because anything of the value tilt in the last 10 years is underperformed. Now, my argument, look, I am not committed to Schwab. I'm not obligated for Schwab. My inclination is, regardless of you do Schwab or not, just for me on my own personal holdings, is value will come back around. I don't know when, where, or how, but value's been smoked by growth for a decade. I swear it seems like we're deja vu all over, because we went through this in the 90s, and I'm telling you, man, it's almost identical. People get frustrated with their performance over a 10-year time frame, and they want to move to what's done better, and what's done better over the last 10 years is growth, bar none. The problem is, in investments, is typically reversion to the mean will happen. And that simply means at some point, growth will underperform, value outperform. I don't know when or how, it might not happen. I'm staking my claim on that for me, my own holdings, and I'm not saying you should or not, but I'd be very hesitant to just to get rid of, I'd be hesitant if I'm going, how can I say this? I'd be hesitant to abandon value stocks if I already have owned them in favor of growth stocks. I don't think that's going to be a good move. Look, man, I could be wrong. Hell, I've been wrong so many times in my life, it's embarrassing to say. But I just don't see how that's a good move at all. With that said, in this case, the nice thing about Vanguard, they got like 5 or 6 funds. That's it. The index. And they're just going broad market, more bonds, less small, mid-sized companies, and they're done. I just don't think that's, I was going to say with Schwab, I think Schwab's got too many. They got their index funds, and then they got the fundamental stuff. You got 19 holdings. That's just tough to keep track of. Vanguard's got 6. Now, the problem, though, and this is the issue with Vanguard versus Schwab, you got a much better platform, much better software. You're paying $30 a month. You have a $300 setup fee. $30 a month, you have access to a group of folks that are well-qualified financial professionals with some of the best software out there. With Vanguard, the personal advisory service, you're getting index funds, you're paying 35 basis points, and look, nothing wrong with that, but I just think if you're just going to the basic index, well, you don't need the personal advisory services. That's the way I look at it. You can always call, hey, you can always call Pablo. Yeah, he's a nut. You can always call Vanguard, say, hey, you know, what's my portfolio doing? You know, are they going to do a deep dive financial plan for you? Probably not, but I'm sure you can hire them to do that for you if you need to. I just don't think you need to pay an asset under management fee if you're just going index funds at Vanguard. Now, well, this guy particularly, some people do. I think they like the idea of having someone on a retainer essentially, who can say that you can call whenever you want, just to have a chat about whatever's going on. I just don't think that's worth it. I don't. And I mean, look, it's $30 a month at Schwab. That's $360 a year. If you got $100,000 at Vanguard, what's that? That's $350 a year. So it's basically the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So neither is going to be that much of a fee. Some people just want to have that team that they can talk to on retainer, essentially, and because of that, I get it. I got no qualm with paying the personal advisory fee. I just like Schwab's platform better. It's the other way around it. But can't argue with the numbers, man. The numbers of Schwab are way lower than Vanguard. And I mean, what are you going to say? You know, 10 years track record, Vanguard looks better, roughly the same fees. I like Vanguard too. I don't think you can go wrong either way. I don't. Flip a coin, figure out what you want, and just be done with it. Now the question is, you want to pay for the advisory? You know, $30 a month, is that going to make or break you? No. Is it worth it? Probably not, but is it going to kill you? No. It's not a bad thing to have. So I know I'm sounding squishy here. I was just, my dismay at the number of holdings at Schwab is evened out, but I love Schwab's platform, if that makes sense, because they got everything. I don't know what Vanguard's platform is anymore. I haven't been there for a long time. I just know their financial planning software was weak just a few years back, and I don't think it's changed much. Anyway, something to think about. Love to hear your thoughts. We'll see you.